Hello and welcome. Today I'm in the Tier 8 Soviet destroyer, the Tashkent again. And yesterday's video was also a Tashkent match, which was a pretty good one. And actually, that match happened a few weekends ago, as did this one. I played that match on a Saturday and this was the next match in the Tashkent on a Sunday. So these happened one after another pretty much for me. And yeah. I would say I had pretty good luck. Anyways, it's a match on the map Okinawa, and I headed towards the B cap. And if you noticed that recent Fletcher match, I'm actually doing the exact same thing as I did back then. I went towards the B cap and went to this edge and smoked. This time, hopefully though, there will be no carrier trying to come and play too much with me, because I do not possess the anti-air required. So I'm gonna torpedo his smoke, but I'm not holding out all that much hope. I am also repositioning my ship so that my nose points away from the cap zone. By the way, it's 18 minutes and 10 seconds, which means that DD was a Benson, and it takes 2 minutes for a Benson to reload torpedoes. That is without torpedo armament expertise. If they have that one, it's slightly less. But it means that currently I am still not threatened by the fact that there could be torpedoes. Although this might change very soon. Like if torps come, they should be coming soon. And there they are. But by this point, obviously I have already repositioned myself properly, so it shouldn't be that big of a deal. I start moving away because there's really no reason to stay inside the cap zone because, well, they are blocking it. And because of knowing when the torpedoes were reloaded on Benson early on, I was able to avoid being torpedoed, and it also gave me some time to maneuver without being threatened. And this is something I know mostly because of ranked battles, because I played Benson a lot this season, so I recognized exactly the timing of when DD torpedoes were reloaded. That way I could know whether it's completely safe to go into a cap zone or isn't. For instance, on North, if you go towards the B cap, you can sometimes be immediately greeted by torpedoes. Knowing the timings is very important there. Anyways, I'm shelling the Edinburgh now. By the way, why is it called the Edinburgh? Shouldn't it be like Edinburgh? English is weird, man. Weird. Just weird. I wanted to get as many hits in on that Edinburgh as I could. Unfortunately, I didn't get that many. It's okay though. I'm trying to, decap. Unfortunately, it seems a lot of our team is going towards the A cap, and that's a bit sad. It's not really one of the best things you can do. I still try my last shot. Maybe it'll decap, maybe it won't. Who knows? Whatever. I don't think I'll be able to cap again. I believe that my concealment is too poor to be able to affect cap zones all that much unless, I have like a lot of backup, otherwise I'm just gonna be spotted from really far away. I would mention on some of the comments about going for concealment expert on the Tashkent that it might be useful. I agree, it might be, but I kind of prefer having higher fire chance, and it just feels slightly better. But of course, this might just feel like it. And once I get 88 points, obviously I'm gonna get more HP too, so those two together are going to be pretty big, but you could probably do it without either of them. And I think that on the Udaloy, I might actually swap depending on whether I actually want to spend, doubloons to retrain a captain. I'm definitely gonna get concealment on the Udaloy though, because she has better concealment and she isn't as fast, so it's a lot more difficult to dodge shells. I believe that there's this specific speed level at which dodging shells becomes a lot easier, and the Tashkent, Kiev, Khabarovsk and Leningrad are definitely over that limit. Whereas the Udaloy, I'm not sure. The trick to dodging shells is basically this. You sail in one way, when the opponent fires, and then what you need to do is that once the shells are in the air, you change something. But the change has to be fast enough. That is, if you're going in a straight line and the opponent fires at you, you start turning. If you're turning and the opponent fires at you, you go in a straight line. If you are a Royal Navy light cruiser and standing still, the opponent fires, you start speeding up. Because this, essentially the aim predictor should put where the shells are going to be on the location where the ship should be at some point in the future. So if you change where you're going to be in the future, those shells are going to miss. This is why, for instance, it's very, very difficult, in my opinion, to hit a ship that's going at some speed and then running aground. If you fire your guns before they have run aground, then your shells will almost always miss. Because the game just doesn't take that into account. Okay, anyways, I stopped and started smoking because I'm afraid of the Atago. I'm gonna reposition in a way where I should be able to dodge the Atago's torpedoes. I believe the Atago has fired her torpedoes. I fired torps in the general direction I believe the Atago and the Bismarck and the Tirpitz are going to be, so those might actually hit. I'll try to turn around. At this point, if torpedoes came, I should be able to minimize the damage I take, because my current positioning should be good enough. But I'm not actually sure if the Atago fired torpedoes, because they should already be here. Okay, good, at least two of those torps hit Tirpitz. I'm gonna... Basically, what I now want to do is I'm gonna stay here for a bit, but soon I'm gonna leave, because if I don't do it very, very soon, the Bismarck is gonna come around and spot me with hydro. Not to mention that my smoke is actually disappearing, so I guess this was a bigger problem anyway. Although the Bismarck did get very, very close. The good thing is that I'm literally next to an island, so I should be able to hide. Also, I set fire to the Tirpitz. That was the Tirpitz that took torpedoes, so she probably used her Damacon, and my fire should finish the Tirpitz off. Also, wow, the fire just killed Yatago. And now the fire killed a Tirpitz. I just got a double strike with fires in a Tashkent. And then people ask me, why are you using Demolition Expert? Well, this is why, I guess. Maybe. Not really. It's not really intended, but it does help slightly, and I believe it's good for random battles. I don't think that Demolition Expert is the best for trying to win as many games as possible, but because you know, game results and experience, etc. is related to your own performance rather than winning or losing, I believe it's better to have slightly better performance at the cost of slightly worse games. Because, you know, I am only 1 out of 12, so I have, like, my, like, being slightly better or worse isn't going to have as big of an impact on my own gameplay as, you know, getting slightly better or worse results. Because better results means more credits and more experience, which helps me deal with the other lines as well. Also, that Bismarck should be dead, so I'm gonna shoot this Mogami from now on. Although, maybe I'll just help this barbecue along a little bit, because she is burning still and healing, so she might not die immediately. Okay, never mind, those torpedoes finished her. I swapped to AP because if a Bismarck gives you broadside, that's a very easy salvo to hit. Unfortunately, I swapped back again, but then the Mogami stopped turning, and then she died. So, never mind, it didn't matter, so I swapped to HE again. I guess at this point I'll just speed boost towards the Iowa and just start shelling her. Right now it's okay if we don't have the cap zones, because we are at a significant ship's advantage, so it's not important for us to focus on the B and C caps. It's more important, well, not more important, but it's better to just focus on the ships, because, again, ships are the one dealing damage, and other things to ships is what gives us rewards in this game, rather than, you know, actually winning the game. So, your incentive isn't really so much to try to win as best as possible, as it is to try to maximize your own results. This is actually why I really dislike ranked battles having the thing where you don't lose a star if you're number 1 on your team, because it gives you an additional incentive for something that isn't related to trying to win. And while it's, you know, while generally doing things that are useful for your experience are usually also useful for winning the game, there are some things that aren't. For instance, smoking my allies instead of myself usually has a negative impact on gaining experience. And it also improves the experience my allies gain, so I'm actually doing myself a disservice when I do that. And I don't know anybody who doesn't do it, who doesn't smoke their allies because of that reason, but still, you could consider it. Anyways, now I'm gonna engage this Iowa. Hopefully my smoke comes up very, very soon. Hopefully this one salvo by the Iowa doesn't kill me. I'll slow down. Maybe it'll help me dodge, or, you know, make the Iowa miss. Well, it didn't quite miss, but I'm still alive, so it's okay. Time to smoke, but unfortunately the smoke was actually a bit of a waste here, because that Iowa, well, disappeared. Sure, she's not dead yet, so actually the smoke usage was useful, but still though, she almost died, and I actually saw that coming due to the torpedoes. So I don't know if using that smoke over there was the best course of action. Sure, looking back at it, yes, it was definitely the best course of action, but I don't know if it was the best course of action with the information I had at the time. Because, well, if that Iowa had just died, then, you know, that would have been a completely wasted smoke, and it was my last one. But it's okay, this time it did work out. So now it's, hopefully the Iowa dies very, very soon. I have to keep in mind that there is a Leningrad very near the B cap in that smoke over there. And that's right on the edge of the cap zone, so not all that much further away than that Iowa. And I don't have all that much HP, so I believe that if I get spotted there without, you know, anybody else tanking, I might be just toast to the Leningrad. I shelled the Iowa here. Right now, it should be okay if I leave the smoke screen, because there shouldn't be anything else that should spot me, or could spot me. Because I believe that the Leningrad is still inside that cap zone. So, sorry, not cap zone, I meant smoke screen. I'll try to go into the B cap now. Hopefully I'll be able to get it. I have some backup from this other friendly DD, but, well, she has even less HP than I do, so she is, well, a one-hit, pretty much to anything. I can shell the Scharnhorst from afar, although I am spotted. I believe that the Leningrad is in a position right now where she probably doesn't want to come out of that smoke immediately. There are way too many ships around her, so she would probably take significant damage if she just, you know, ran out willy-nilly. Not to mention, this friendly Leningrad is much more likely to be the target. So, I'm gonna shell this Leningrad because she probably isn't firing at me. Okay, my friendly Leningrad got taken care of. But now, it's, well, I don't really want to go out there because the enemy Leningrad is still around, and once I go out there, I'll be spotted and die. And I will not be able to get the big cap. I'll start reversing here. I'll shell the Iowa as much as I can, and then I'll keep reversing. And hopefully my allies will take care of this Leningrad before, you know, she can kill me. Because dying isn't nice, you know. Unfortunately, I probably really can't torpedo here all that well. Like, sure, I can torp, but it's probably not going to be all that effective. Okay, at this point I believe that the Leningrad has been, like, she probably doesn't expect me to pop up anymore. So I'll try doing that. Also, I'm gonna get the cap zone in a moment, so it'll be okay even if I die. Because that experience is still mine. Okay, cap got. Now it's time to go out and shoot the Leningrad. Come on, kill secure. Let's kill secure her. Come on, guns. Come on. Leningrad's guns turn very, very slowly, so I'm She's not much of a threat, and kill secured. Excellent, excellent. So, remember, this was a game right after the game I had yesterday. Like, these were, like, I played Tashkent on one day, I got yesterday's match, and then I played Tashkent on the next day and I got this match. 2654 base experience. 2654 base experience. And yeah, this was a pretty great game for me, especially this ship. 146,000 damage done, 1.1 million potential damage taken. Fires and flooding did quite a lot, 50,000 damage. HE shells and AP themselves didn't do all that much better, but, you know, HE combines with fire. And unfortunately I didn't get a Kraken this time, but it's okay. You can't get everything every time. And experience here, 286,000 credits, 14,000 base experience, 2,800 free experience, and 29,000 captain experience. So basically, over 2 days I played 2 Tashkent games and I got 65,000 captain experience without any captain experience events or anything like that going on. 65,000 captain XP in 2 games. 2 games! That's incredible. Like, I just can't believe the fact that these happened, like, one after another on those days, because I don't really play that many matches, so... per day, that is, so it's pretty unusual. Anyways, I hope you guys... well, with this I'm pretty much done with the Tashkent and moving on to the Udaloi at this point, but I hope you don't underestimate the Tashkent this much anymore, because she is a pretty good ship. Sure, she could be a lot better, but she's not very, very bad. Also, I got a double strike this game. So, with fires. So anyways, I would like to thank the Patreons on Patreon now. Thank you very much for your continued support, Duncan, and I hope I see you guys next time.